Today we'll be making Japanese sweet potatoes 3 ways. They're very versatile, so let's make a steamed rice dish, a simmered dish, and a dessert called Daigaku Imo. Alright, let's get started. First, let's start with a super simple sweet potato Takikomi Gohan. I've made Takikomi Gohan before with chicken and mushrooms. I love it as an easy and hearty one-pot lunch. Instead of chicken and mushrooms, let's make it with a Japanese sweet potato. In the time it takes to cook the rice, the sweet potato will be cooked through and fluffy. To do this, we will just take a sweet potato, cut off the ends, give it a rinse, cut in half. They are hard, so it takes a little bit of pressure, but place the knife where you want to go, clear your hands, and push down. The inside is a pretty pale yellow, which gets even more vibrant when cooked. For Takikomi Gohan, I'm just going to cut them into cubes. So I'll cut each half lengthwise, keeping the width even. Then perpendicular to get some nice squares. They aren't perfectly cubed. I started to pick out the longer pieces to cut in half, then I decided to leave them as is. Once they steam, it doesn't matter. For now, let's toss those in a bowl. Cover them with water. And set aside for at least 5 minutes. This will help reduce some of the starch. In the meantime, let's wash our rice and put together the sauce. We have a tablespoon of mirin, sake, and soy sauce. Fill with water. I'm going for about 2.2 Japanese cups as I have 2 cups of rice. Give it a thorough stir. Drain the sweet potatoes and place them on top of the rice. No need to stir them in at this point. Drop the bowl into your rice cooker if you're using one. Close it up and press play. You can do this without a rice cooker in a small pot. Bring it up to a simmer, cover and turn to low and steam for 20 minutes. After the rice has finished steaming, open it up. Look at what a vibrant yellow it's become. Let's give that a mix. The sweet potato is cooked through and it just breaks apart. This is why we didn't have to worry about the few pieces that weren't so square. Now we have pieces of sweet potato equally distributed to the rice. Once thoroughly mixed, serve in a bowl. Top with a few sesame seeds and enjoy. Next, a simmered dish. Sweet potato and chicken nimono. This is a hearty and healthy dish and doesn't take long to simmer at all. For this recipe, you'll need a knob of ginger, some shiitake mushrooms, a carrot, and of course a sweet potato. The ginger we will slice thinly. You can leave the skin on. The mushrooms we will rinse and remove the stems, and cut in half. The carrot we will cut off the ends, peel, and do a rangiri, a rolling cut. Cut at an angle, roll and cut, and repeat until you run out of carrot. And set those aside. The sweet potato we will rinse, and we will also do a rangiri. But this one's kind of a plump sweet potato, so how do we roll it? To do that, we'll cut off the ends, and then cut in half, and then half again. We will cut at an angle, and instead of rolling, we will shift, cut at an angle, and shift again, until you run out of sweet potato. This way we have the random rangiri cuts, but by shifting instead of rolling. Now we have all our veggies cut. The other item is a chicken thigh cut into bite-sized pieces. With everything ready, let's get our large frying pan, heat with a little vegetable oil, and brown the chicken skin side down. Give them a flip to give the other side some color. Once the outside is cooked, add in the sweet potatoes and other vegetables. Mix all together or give a flip if you're confident. Add a tablespoon of sake, mirin, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. Cover with 400 milliliters of water. Stir so everything is mostly covered. Bring to a simmer and let simmer for 15 minutes. Skim off any impurities as they come up. After 15 minutes, or until the vegetables have cooked through, serve in a large bowl. Add a little simmering liquid, sprinkle with sesame seeds, and some green onions for a little pop of color. And there we have our sweet potato and chicken nimono. And for our third dish, let's make a dessert, Daigaku Imo. The sweet potato is fried and then glazed in a salty sweet sauce. Rinse, cut off the ends, and cut into a rangiri. This one is longer than the last one, so we can do the rolling method instead of the shifting method. Feel free to cut any larger pieces this time. Just like before, we'll cover in water. And in the meantime, let's get our frying station ready. Get out a tray for a landing spot. And let's heat our oil for deep frying. So let's heat our oil to 160 degrees Celsius for the first fry. With our oil hot, let's drain the starchy water, give them another rinse, pat dry as much as possible. We are frying in 2 steps. The first fry we are basically blanching it at a lower temperature. So let's carefully add our sweet potatoes in, and set a timer for 4 minutes. Fry, giving them an occasional stir. Remove and set on a rack for at least 5 minutes to cool. After they have cooled to about room temperature, increase the oil temperature to 180 degrees Celsius and add the potatoes back in. Fry for just 1 minute. Remove once more. Now that we're done frying, turn off the gas, cover, and set aside to cool. Next, let's make the glaze. The ratio for the glaze is 3-2-1. 3 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of mirin, and 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Also, just add a pinch of salt. Heat gently until the sugar dissolves in the mirin and the sauce starts to thicken. Once it starts to bubble, add in the sweet potatoes, give them a toss to make sure they're evenly coated, and sprinkle some black sesame seeds. Use some tongs to plate them. Do not touch them with your bare hands at this point. They are hot and sticky, which is not a good combo. Add a few more sesame seeds, and there we have Daigaku Imo. So there we have it, sweet potato 3 ways. Hope you give one or all of these recipes a try. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and check out this video next. Thanks for watching.